After yes. Hey guys, Gordon Cockerpunk here. I'm with a guy I've known for a while. His name's Brandon Doyle. He runs a website called doylespaintball.com. I've actually known this guy for a long time, probably like 2003 or something like that. Yeah, in high school. And then we kind of, didn't see each other for a while during college years. But came back, and I've been playing on his team, I guess.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, we're playing some pub.
Yeah. So the subject of this video that I think is interesting is that we both play pump tournament paintball, evidently, right? And we kind of yeah, right. We do now, right? So we kind of came at it from two different sides. Like me, I'm, some of you might have seen me on the forums. I consider myself a proud rec baller. I like to play good rec ball, but I've kind of tried to steer clear of the tournament scene for a while here. And then Doyle is the exact opposite. He's coming from tournament paintball to play pump paintball in tournaments.
Yep. Well, actually, last year I played D3 7-man NPPL. This year I'm playing pump for NPPL. So we'll see how that goes.
Right. So I thought it was interesting because there's a lot of rec ball pumpers, and then there's kind of like there's kind of a divide, I feel like, until you get to the tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Pump paintballers, not in terms of exactly skill or whatever, but in terms of like mentality. It's rare that you see the two kind of combined.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen me on Doyle's channel, on my channel, playing with guns like these, 12 grams, 10-round tubes, versus sometimes you see pictures and videos of Doyle playing with these auto trigger machine guns, and I think equipment does play a role. It
definitely does. It definitely does. From how I got into it was I liked pump before, but the only reason I would play pump is just to burn time and just as a challenge. And I would only play it with rec ballers, Mm-hmm. And I had a 98 with the pump kit or whatever. And we would just go out there and just have a good time. And then
98 cocker.
98
so
cocker.
Everybody's clear.
With the pump kit on there. And the more I got into it, I was like, yeah, pump is fun, but it's only fun against semis, because I like that challenge. And it's really satisfying when you shoot somebody with a pump. And, it takes a lot more to get the kill.
Yep.
But then, now, playing pump versus pump, competitively, at first I started with a Phantom, and that was a lot of fun, It's a whole moving around the field and really just lining up those good kill shots, and that was a lot of fun. The more I got into it, I switched over to obviously the CCMS 6. Now I get accused of auto triggering too much, but whatever. Haters gonna hate.
Gonna hate. Well, I think it's a difference in mentality. At least for me, it is. Like when I like to play pump games and pump days and stuff like that with stock glass guns. But I enjoy stock glass. I think it's really fun format, and it really kind of brings kind of the true. I feel like it is kind of true paintball back versus when you're playing with the open class machine guns and you're playing with the tournament guys and you're playing in tournaments with the gun. There's more focus on winning, which is what tournament paintball is, and I don't take away from that. But the point is, you don't want to lose a game because of you lost a shot or something like that. And so it's almost a difference. Whereas in rec ball, you lose a gunfight, so what? A guy makes it to a bunker, so what? Next time you'll do better. And that's what rec ball is. And I love rec ball. I'm not belittling it in any way. But when you're playing a tournament and that guy makes it to that bunker clean, that's a big problem, right? You spend a good amount of money to play this tournament, and
and we played that 3-man, and we were all using pumps on our team, and everybody else was using normal guns. So it's a big impact. You have to really think about the game before it starts, because you can't just let people come up the field on you.
Right.
And you can't rely on your gun. You can't hide behind your gun. You can't.
Right. You can't put them back into the corners with your gun. You can't.
There's some limitations to it, but at the same time, it makes you think about the game as a whole more, and where you need to move, and movement in general. I think
I do think that, and let's not move from the movement point. Other than that, I want to make another point here is that. It's different when you're playing rec ball and you're one of the 2 or 3 pumpers out there.
Yeah.
And you're playing, like that's fundamentally different than I think when you're playing a tournament game with only pump guns on your side.
Yeah.
Especially in a firepower dominant situation like 3-man, where like you gotta win your fights and you gotta get that guy when he bumps.
Yeah.
Like it's fundamentally different in your outlook.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of that too is that, I mean, we're not out there trying to battle the person. I know if I got somebody in my mirror, I'm not gonna try to snap out into a lane of 13 balls a second. I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna play smart. I'll give them an inch, but I'm not gonna give them enough to get to the next bunker. Like I'll let him tuck me in, but I'm still got my barrel tip out there. And if he tries to move to the next bunker, I'm still gonna shoot him.
Right.
I'm not giving up that lane, but I'm not trying to pick a fight.
Even in pump paintball, you can't give up that lane. It's still important to hold down those lanes. Gunfighting just isn't enough, and that's one thing that I learned as a rec baller, because in rec ball, gunfighting is far more important than in tournament paintball, I feel like, because you will lose far more gunfights in tournament paintball.
Yeah. Well, you think about it,
compared to rec ball,
50% chance.
Right?
I mean, if you're equally matched players, it's 50%.
Right, but whereas in rec ball, when you're a pump guy, especially a stock class pump guy, you will win like 75%, 80% of your gunfights, right? Because rec ballers, for the most part, can't gunfight.
With stock class, you get the first ball has to be the kill.
Yeah, except for when you have this gun.
Yeah.
This gun is for gunfighting. It is a pro gunfighter gun.
My gripe with
That's the only thing you get with this gun, is that you will get that gunfight.
My gripe was that I would come out and have one ball not hit him, or I'd hit him and it would bounce. And then I'd have to tip the barrel down, recock it, and go back up.
Yep.
And that was huge.
Well, I mean, that's
but with this, I mean, AT, it's game over.
But, that's exactly that mentality that I was trying to point out before, where it's like, when you're playing to win, you got to get those kills every time. You have to get that kill. If they're giving you enough to get a kill, you need to get that kill. Whereas when you're playing rec ball, you can kind of futz around and I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Next game, but when you're paying good money and you're only playing like 8 games in a day before you get to the next level, you got to win them.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? You got to win them.
With coming into the tournament mentality, or coming into pump with tournament mentality, I mean, we were at that pump only event at Air Assault, and you saw a lot of the guys that came from the woods, and they thought they were going to beat us because we didn't play pump or whatever. But you bring that tournament mentality to the game.
Yep.
It's the same concept. It's just that it's just even more important. Like, your first shot has to be a kill. You have to make movements at the right time. But all of the same things that are emphasized in tournament play are played out with pump versus pump. But I mean, it's more important, if anything.
I agree. Yeah, it definitely, and this is just in general in pump play, I think it brings out like the fundamentals of the game.
Yeah.
Movement, shooting,
field awareness.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that goes from either side, I think.
Yeah.
That just playing paintball is always good, or playing pump paintball is always good for your paintball game in general.
Yeah.
Because you can read the field better, you know the angles better, you know the moves better.
Yeah, even if you're not playing pump, just stepping back from the game and thinking about the bigger picture of what you're doing instead of just going out there and getting into gunfights. I mean,
or just covering a lane until somebody runs through it.
Exactly.
It's a very narrow kind of view of paintball. Whereas, you can kind of see the whole thing when you're playing on a pump team.
Yeah. Also, when we played with pumps, we were playing against teams that were all semi-ramping, whatever have you. And, I mean, they would go into the game thinking that they definitely had this, and then they were surprised when we beat them, 3 alive. And it was well, the reason we beat you is because we took time to study the field,
We knew the angles. We knew that.
Yeah, there was a lot of. We took advantage of a lot of blind shots and a lot of things that other teams didn't notice, and it was almost because we had to,
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. It forces you into a corner where you have to play your best to win, and it's pretty fun to do. One of the perfect examples of that.
Definitely a challenge, though. Definitely.
Yeah, most certainly. One of the best examples I thought of that is one time he was in God Dorito, a 30 Dorito right in the center there, and I was in Snake, and there was a blinding where if I came out he wouldn't be able to see me until I made it all the way past a pin, and then he wouldn't be able to see me until I came out on the other side. And so you could actually stand in front of the snake and be completely hidden to gun bunker. And a very talented player from Aerosol Factory actually pointed that out to me. And I popped out, and I was going to get this guy. I was going to stick him in the close of this game, except for that he had a shot on me, so I dipped back into that blind spot, kept my gun up, and then he came out to try and stick me, and I was right there, and I just gunned him down.
Yeah. So the other day, too, when we were playing, I mean, that tower that had all of those blind shots.
Yeah, you can actually check out those games on his channel. There's a bunch of those over there on, I don't know what your SCSU
right? Camera, so I mean, it's mounted to my Flex 7 here. Quit asking how I mount it. That's how it works. No, I honestly, like, every video I put into, like, what the camera is and whatever, and, like, 6 people ask me anyways, private message. What camera are you using? Where can I get it? Oh, it's a Flex 7 mask. You can get that for, like, $50 with a Contour HD camera.
Right, like, everybody should already know about this camera, right?
$300 retail. You can probably get it on eBay for $200. The mount is really simple. It goes onto the strap like that. The strap goes in this piece, and it just clicks into place. So, really simple. If you want to make your own goggle cam videos, by all means, do it.
The more paintball videos, the better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything to promote paintball.
Well, I think there's that, and then I think it's a lot of fun. Like some other people's channels that I don't really play their format, I actually enjoy watching their goggle cam videos.
Definitely.
Like, it kind of introduces even players to more stuff, which is cool. I think
definitely.
If I want to turn the conversation this way, but I feel like one of the reasons I've been playing paintball for so long is because I played a lot of different formats of paintball, and definitely not pigeonholed myself into one kind of paintball, one kind of gun, one kind of and I think like the variety of paintball has kept me playing the game because it's always interesting. You can always go play a different format.
Yeah, like when I got into it, it was woods ball, and I was like, oh, this is a lot of fun. And then I played like indoors, and it was like urban or whatever at Paintball Pro way back in the day. I remember
Paintball Pro. My first game was actually at Paintball Pro.
Way back then, yeah. And then like my first tournament was speedball outside. I mean, we took first place. I was just a free agent, but I played X-ball. I mean, that's a lot of fun. And then playing 7-man. I mean, 7-man really takes us to a whole new level of as far as strategy and thinking about what you're doing. I mean, you're not just a drone out there. No offense to anybody that plays X-ball. This is not meant to be a knock at that at all. I'm not trying to be elitist and that I play pump and I play 7-man or whatever. But, I mean, if you look at it, having played that, the mentality is much different. And, I mean, there are just fundamental things you can apply to all paintball.
Well, I think there's a lot of fundamental things. I think that's really important. Like, I play woods ball the same way I played speedball, literally. Same form, same field awareness, same everything. Like, to me, it's a lane. It's not a gap between two trees. It's a lane, right? Like, that's how I play woods ball. That's how I play speedball. That's how I play everything. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things that are the same, but you're right. When each format kind of emphasizes different, outlooks or mentalities. So, X-ball is far more like shoot your gun where they tell you to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Move when they tell you.
I mean,
whereas like paintball is like the exact opposite, right? Where you're like totally on your own initiative.
Yeah.
Right. Like you have no idea what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go shoot somebody, right? Like you got to go hunting. That's what I sometimes say in baseball. You go hunting.
Noob hunting.
So.
Noob hunting.
When you go play against Darren at Splat Tank, it's not noob hunting. I'm just saying.
Knows the field pretty well.
So anyway, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to contribute here?
If you want to say hi, just if you're in HB, you want to say hi. We'll be playing Pump Division, Team 0. I'll be out there rocking the S6. I'll let you know how that goes. We're going to play Sweet 15 locally here in Minnesota.
Which will be a lot of fun.
We're just going to do like pump, and then for 7-man we're going to do mix, I think. So,
I'm actually stoked about mixed. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We probably want to have some machine guns in the corner, I'm not going to lie. But whatever. It'll be fun.
It's a plan to win strategy, right? I mean, plan to win outlook, you know.
If you're in Minnesota or around Minnesota, check us out anytime, Team 0. We're going to try to support everything as far as pump, semi, whatever.
You got a website too, right? Doyle's Paintball?
Website, doylespaintball.com.